This week on My Classic Car, we'll spend some time with Jay Leno and his super bad 66 Toronado, and then go cruising in the Cali Hills in Jay's rotary-powered Mazda Cosmo. Plus, we'll look at stereo bezels for your Ford Mustang.
Hi, I'm Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning in to My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. Well, this week I've managed to worm my way back into Jay Leno's shop out in California. I always love doing this. And let's see what Jay's doing today and what he's playing with.
And worm is the key word.
It's that key I had made.
Well, I finally finished it since you were
It is,
here.
you know, I've seen this in all its stages, Jay. It was against the fence, it was in white.
Right,
It looked a little rough, but it was solid.
Right.
And then last time we were out here, you were almost done, but not quite. And now, it is done.
It's done. It's a, for those who don't know, it's a 66 Oldsmobile Toronado, which was a front-wheel drive car. You know, when I was a kid, I thought this was one of the most exciting automobiles. And when you see them now, by the side of the road, they look like some dinosaur sticking out of the tar pits.
Pretty.
And when I told people I was going to do one of these cars, they would go, "Why? They're so ugly." But you know, I think it's, when you see them as they were intended to be, it's a bit like seeing an old lady and trying to convince people she used to be beautiful.
She was really nice.
You know, people, "Oh, I don't find that hard to believe." "Oh no, wait till you see it." You know, and then when you put it back exactly the way the designer intended it to look, it's a really exciting, uniquely American car. I mean, this, if you know nothing about cars and you came from a foreign country, you'd say, well, that has to be an American car. It just has that sort of confidence and that sort of strength.
That
in
stance.
Yeah, there's just something kind of cool about it. It's a uniquely masculine looking vehicle.
And it was really, I mean, first front-wheel drive since the
front-wheel drive,
right?
and you had, you know, everybody's doing this now with the wheel arches, and this had it back in '66. We've made quite a few modifications to it, obviously. We've converted it to rear-wheel drive. It's now 1,076 horsepower, because I live in a hilly area. You need that extra oomph to get you over the, you know what I'm saying? You go and you don't stall on a hill, that could cause an accident. So you want to have that extra power to just kind of get you over the crest of the hill.
And you put it in there.
Yeah, and if you can get all four wheels off the ground as you're going over the crest of the hill, all the better.
Added benefit, right?
Added benefit, yeah. Well, here, I'll show you the motor. Let's take a look.
Hey, this is a two-man job, right?
Yeah, and just grab that, give it a pull.
Got it? That's pretty heavy, Jay.
Okay.
This goes here?
Yeah, it should stay up, but that's okay. It's a, this is a prototype 427 motor. It's got twin turbos.
Those turbos are so massive, it's great that it's got this long front end.
Yeah, and the engine sits back much further, so it really handles. It's really a nice driving car. It's what I'd like to think maybe the car might have evolved to. If it was still sort of in production.
You mean twin turbo 1076? Yeah, right. That's evolution.
But it's fun because it's a 4,200 pound car, but it just pulls so strong. We'll drive it a little bit later, but I'll tell you what. I want to show you a car that is the exact opposite of this car. A car that couldn't be further in design and ideas, as advanced as this car was. This next one I'm going to show you featured, well, the first new engine of the 20th century, the first new kind of engine design of the 20th century. Come on, we'll take a look.
Let's go look at it.
Coming up, more with Jay and Mazda's first sports car. But first, we'll look at stereo bezels for Ford Mustangs. My Classic Car is brought to you by Grundy Worldwide Collector Car Insurance.
Well, today I've got Rick Schmidt from National Parts Depot in the shop with me. Rick, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How about yourself, Dennis?
Great, and great to see you again.
Good.
Well, you know, the muscle cars of the 60s, they were really known for their styling, for their performance, and their really crummy stereo systems.
They didn't realize it at the time, but yes.
No, actually, we didn't know any better, did we?
Even the optional stereo systems were really crummy stereo systems. So.
But I don't have to put up with that anymore.
No, you don't. And, you know, for years and years, we've been selling upgraded stereo equipment for the muscle cars that really involved cassette tapes. And the cassette tape solution was pretty easy.
Cassette tapes.
You took the cassette deck and you shaved off enough material around the face of the deck that it would fit into the hole. And there's a couple businesses that did that for decades.
But nobody really uses cassette tapes anymore.
Nobody uses cassette tapes anymore. There
It's
lies
a
the
CD world, isn't
yes,
it?
therein lies the new problem, is that a CD won't even fit through the hole of an original bezel. So now, instead of modifying the deck to fit the dash, we need to modify the dash to fit the deck.
But I don't want to be hacking on my dash.
Right, or if it's a removable bezel, you don't want to be hacking on your bezel either, because those are hard to come by and cost a lot of money. So what we have here is replacement bezels, where you can unscrew your original bezel and go back in with one that'll go right back into the factory holes. There's no drilling involved.
And accommodate a CD
and
player.
it'll accommodate a DIN-face CD player.
So these are Mustang options here, right?
Yes, what we're talking about here today is for Mustangs. 65.6 Mustang is still kind of out there in the dark because they've got a steel dash. There is no bezel, so there is no solution for CDs for the 65.6 owners other than putting the CD player in the glove box or doing a CD changer in the trunk. And we sell CD changers as well, and we've got all the equipment.
So you can still take care of the 65
We can handle
and
those
6
guys, but it's not going to be there in the dash but for 67.8, 67 all the way up through 1973, we've got you covered right here.
Excellent. So that's up here would be the earlier ones. These are probably 67 and 8
These
right
three
here.
are for 67, 68. We offer them in 3 different finishes. The chrome, which is the more stock-looking appearance, really. The wood grain, which is a more upscale look, and it also is a nice choice for anybody with a 68 Mustang with deluxe interior, because there's a lot of wood grain from the factory in a 68 deluxe interior, and that'll match it real nice. And the aluminum look one right here is very popular with the resto modder guys, the guys who are trying to have the more modern looking interior.
So these are gonna bolt right into place with where my old one was.
Yes, they're going to screw right into place in the same place. That way you can take your old bezel out. They're valuable. They're hard to find. And put it on the shelf for a rainy day. You're not going to hurt anything in your dash.
And I can put my own CD in there, or you guys supply a CD, right?
We sell these bezels by themselves individually. If you just want the bezel and you've already got a CD player, or you want to purchase your CD player from your local store, that's fine. We'll sell you the bezel. Or we have nice packages that where we'll sell you the bezel and an upscale CD player.
This is the one that goes with this, right?
Right.
So this is just going to just slip
we offer
in there
both the CD players you see right here.
That looks great.
It works out really slick, and it's bolt in, bolt out. You're not hurting anything.
I love it. All right, that's for the 67 and 8 guys. What else you got?
6970, that's what we've got on display right here and what I'm holding in my hand. And this is held on. The 6970 bezel has these 2 studs here that basically just press into place into clips on the bottom.
And that's the bare bezel.
Then you've got 2 more screw holes on top, and your air conditioning and vent controls go down here. And up here you put your CD. And
then here it is with the optional player.
With the optional player that we sell in place.
That looks marvelous. And probably sounds really good too.
Yeah. And the last one that we have here is the one for the 71 through 3 Mustang. Same deal. It's just going to screw right into place where the old one went. No modifications, no drilling to be done. And for the 71 through 3 owners, they can also plug in a CD player and start listening to their CD catalog.
So I'm finally able to get my tunes to catch up with my styling and my performance.
Yeah,
right?
And you got to have good tunes.
Oh, you do.
Because sometimes these cars can be a little bit rattly. You just turn up the stereo.
Crank it up, and you don't even hear it.
Right.
Hey, if you want to learn any more about upgrading the tunes in your Mustang with parts from National Parts Depot, log on to myclassiccar.com. You know, that rattle is a really important thing. So
Eastwood.com. Unique tools, coatings, supplies, and solutions for all your restoration needs. Next, we'll check out Jay Leno's ultra-rare Mazda Cosmo.
Welcome back to My Classic Car. It's a Mazda.
It's a Mazda Cosmo. I don't know if it's the only one in the country. There aren't many. It's the only one I've ever seen in the country. These were built for Japan only, right-hand drive. But this was Mazda's first attempt at building a out-and-out sports car. By the mid-60s, the Japanese had a lot of confidence. You know, the motorcycle won Le Mans, and the cars were starting to come to the American market. And they wanted to build a car, their version of a Corvette or a Jaguar or an XKE. And the other car that came out at the same time was the Toyota GT.
And that's what everybody thinks about.
Yeah, that was
cool Japanese
and that
cars.
is a very cool Japanese car. That is a great car, and that was featured in the James Bond movie. But it was very expensive, and they didn't sell. I think they only made 352, something like that.
But that sort of overshadowed this car?
That did overshadow it. Plus, this had the Wankel engine. Let me show you here.
And this is a 1970?
This is a 70. You know, it's interesting. Wankel is really all internal combustion engines date their designs back to the 1800s.
Right.
This was really the first totally new type of engine to go into production. Really, and well, if you count the sleeve valve, that's basically
It's tiny.
it is tiny. This had what they call a 110. This is a 12A. I've upgraded it. When I got this, the engine was shot on it. So we put the Weber carburetor in the manifold. There's a place called Mazda Tricks down in Long Beach, and I got the motor from them, and they built it up. It's about 200 horsepower with a Weber and everything on it.
And they're all the same. They're really small.
Yeah, you can just take it out and put another one in if you want. But they put out the horsepower. Not a lot of torque, but a lot of horsepower and very lightweight. And it just makes for a wonderful car to drive.
Is it a fiberglass car?
No,
Steel
no,
car?
it's an all-steel car. And you know, it has a lot of quirky, you can see the Japanese were looking at the Thunderbird, they were looking at the Alfa Romeos, and it's got a little bit of all that to it. The back end looks like Pininfarina.
Well, it really
in Italy.
does. That's what I thought when I saw it.
And then the roof looks like a Thunderbird.
Yeah,
It just has a lot of styling cues in it, but if you sort of look at it as like a new country getting into building cars, there's a lot of excitement to it. This was their ad. They wanted to catch that.
Very Peter Max.
Yeah, yeah. And when you see some of the brochures, there's like Japanese girls in miniskirts go-go dancing, you know.
White boots.
And you see guys that look like Japanese versions of the Beatles playing guitar standing on the car. You know, so here you go. I mean, here's some of the, here you go. See some of the.
Oh yeah, there's the white boots.
Yeah, there's the white boots. You gotta have those.
Need parts for your special ride? Then check out this week's Classic Car Marketplace.
Steel Rubber Products supplies only the highest quality restoration rubber parts. Call for your free 568-page catalog featuring a huge selection of the rubber parts you need when you need them. Call 1-800-834-7833 or visit our website at steelrubber.com. Steel Rubber Products, helping restore the car of your dreams. LMC Truck has a wide variety of parts and accessories for Chevrolet, GMC, and Ford trucks. Order your free catalog today by calling 1-800-715-8123. Be sure to specify your year, make, and model, or shop online at lmctruck.com. LMC Truck has the right part at the right price right now. Eggy Machine Company, bringing old cars back to the future, one engine kit at a time. Eggy is your complete source for internal engine components and complete engine rebuild kits for antique and classic cars from the early 1900s to 1980. Cruise the Eggy website for our online catalog at eggy.com or call us at 866-577-EGGY. Still ahead, Jay finishes up his history lesson with Dennis on the Mazda Cosmo.
Welcome back to My Classic Car.
But this is basically, I mean, this is the engine, right?
This is your engine here. This is how your wankel works. You have a almost a triangle, and then your combustion chamber, bang, bang, bang. You know.
And each of these things actually forms the seal between them.
Right, right. The apex seals are here. It's interesting. When Felix Wankel developed the Wankel engine, a lot of companies bought it, and nobody could do the seals. They'd only last 100 miles, and the seals would blow out. And the Japanese put their nose to the grindstone. They paid a fortune for the licensing, and they couldn't get it to work. And then the rumor is that a guy was working with his pencil and noticed the carbon on the pencil, and he said, "Hey, I bet carbon would make a good seal." And so now that's kind of how
is that what they
perfected
are?
it. Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that right?
kind of a carbon seal. I don't know what it is now. I'm sure it's some variation of that. But now they're good for, you know, like a internal combustion engine, 100,000 miles, not a problem.
How high do these rev?
Well, they revved to about 9,000, which, you know, you're talking 1966 when an MG and a Triumph 4500, hang on, my watch hand flew off. You know, so they're quite smooth. Shall we take it out?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let me pull it out so you can get some shots
Yeah,
of the
cool.
back. Here, I'll start it up.
So what's it sound like? That's a wild sound.
Yeah, it is an unusual sound. The interior is all original. We just cleaned it up.
Even the upholstery?
I think it might have been upholstered. I think the rugs are original. I've got to get, it was more of a herringbone kind of, I got to do the upholstery. We just got it back together, just got it running. I didn't even have to repaint it. It looked okay.
Really? It's original paint?
It might have been repainted at some point. I didn't paint it.
But you know, there's so many different designs and design influences in this car, it seems.
The rear end I like. The rear end really kind of looks unusual. It looks like one of those show cars.
Yeah, it does.
People think it's an Alfa Romeo or something else, you know.
Well, it sounds like a motorboat.
Yeah, and you got your covered headlights.
Plexiglass?
And they don't fog up. I mean, all the other people had covered headlights, and they put vents in them, so.
Yeah.
Plus the water drains out of them. I mean, it's a smart design. I mean, this was a Japanese version of a Corvette or an XKE. I mean, you know, the very period. I always like these type of mirrors. They work terrifically
Fender mount,
well.
yeah. And so you have front wheel discs and rear drums.
Right, right.
Well, it started.
Let's take it out.
Let's take it out.
Stay close. Jay takes us out in his little Screamer, then blows us away in his big Screamer. Brought to you by Grundy Worldwide Collector Car Insurance and by U-Coat It, the official floor coating of Eastwood Garage.
It's because there's no engine up there.
Welcome back to My Classic Car. Jay always impresses me with his wide array of rides, and the Mazda Cosmo is a perfect example.
It's one of these hills, right?
Exactly.
There can't be many of these left.
There are probably a few in Japan. Now they're somewhat revered, you know, as a Japanese. The Japanese have finally been in the auto business long enough to have true classics and true memorable cars, you know.
And this is one of them.
Yeah, I mean, they always built, you know, people cars, people transporters, small cars. The Toyota GT, this car, now they're getting more and more. The 240Z, certainly.
Just like that, Jay said the magic words.
Japanese fire drill.
Man, that's low. This baby is low. This feels great. I'm loving it. This is amazing. I'm absolutely loving it.
The Mazda Cosmo was a unique Japanese classic, but our trip to Leno-land would not be complete without a quick run in Jay's modified American muscle.
Fine Japanese technology. Jay.
Let's try the other side of the coin.
The other hemisphere.
Exactly.
This is East meets West.
East meets West.
I don't have to get down as far into this car. Oh, this is so comfortable. That sounds strong.
That's strong. Sayonara.
I can't believe this thing.
Yeah, see, you gotta get on the throttle slowly.
Yeah.
Even with traction control, it overrides it, then you hit the rev limiter. Bing, bing, bing. I just don't want to put big, wide-ass tires on it, you know? See what I mean? Just keep pulling. That's only half the throttle. That extra power so you can merge safely.
Well, for the freeways, I'm sure that's important. streetable, though.
Oh yeah, you can drive it like a regular car. Where a horn should be. I gotta blow them off, I'm sorry.
The feeling of strapping into this slightly modified American beast could only be compared to being handed the controls of a rocket ship. Ground control to Major J.
Probably give it a little gas here, see what he does.
So until our next meeting, remember, honor the timeless classics. I'm Dennis Gage with Jay. Happy motoring.
Next week, we'll travel to Beach Bend Raceway in Bowling Green, Kentucky for the Buick GS Nationals. These Buicks are chomping at the bit to set the drag strip on fire. Plus, we'll look at interior components to finish off your Mopar.
Attention My Classic Car fans, go online now to check out our latest selection of DVDs. Order the My Classic Car Legendary Fords. It includes the GT40, Cobra, Mustang, and many more, only $19.95. Or order the legendary Chevys or Mopars or GM special vehicles. Just can't get enough My Classic Car? Now you can get all 26 episodes from the 2006 season in one DVD set.